I could spend probably the whole pod talking about this film, so let's go.
Oh, let's get a little bit of backstory into that, John Joe. Why have you never been interested in The Crown?
That's not what this podcast is for.
This is not a political podcast, and I will not be speaking on the late Queen. I was not saying.
I'm saying that's
things.
a spoiler for Kane.
No, are you joking? Are you joking, bro?
You alluded to it.
I alluded to it.
You were thinking.
What was your rating?
I finished on a 9, you know.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yo, so welcome to episode 7 of 16 Critics, the podcast, the People's Film and TV podcast. I am the host, Kane D. Allen. With me, I've got John Joseph III, who likes to go by...
John Joe.
Excellent. Just John Joe.
Just John Joe.
Excellent. We're going to give you some films, and we're going to go on to TV shows, and we're going to tell you what we think of both. Let's get into it. So, let's start with something a little bit rogue. Let's start with The Wonder.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think I sent you this one, didn't I?
Yeah, man, you did.
Yeah. Florence Pugh.
Oh, bro, this crush.
Don't even want to say. She's not missing, though. You've got to admit.
You know what? You finish your review first.
Okay, I'm not. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Okay.
Yeah, tell me, what did you think of The Wonder?
I actually really liked it.
Okay.
I thought it was an interesting story,
Mm.
also a weird story at the same time.
Yeah.
I can picture how, in that kind of time period, this would make sense.
Of course, 100%.
So, like, religious.
Especially where it is as well, being an island.
Yeah, exactly. I think the family was just really weird.
Mm.
I think all that her character was trying to do was help, but it just got taken so far out of it. I was so at one point I was thinking it was going to be some kind of horror or some kind of unknown force kind of thing that was causing it to happen.
Yeah.
But I liked that it wasn't, and I liked how it was explained why it wasn't.
Okay.
I did finish pretty high, I think. Yeah, I did.
Really?
I finished an 8.2.
Jeez, that is so high.
Yeah.
That is so high. I did not enjoy it as much as you.
Really?
Yeah. I found it to be, I thought the beginning was wicked.
Okay.
I thought the beginning, like, gripped my attention straight away.
Yeah.
And maybe I would have liked more of that element. I thought, like, there's loads of artistic styles with it, like the hue, how, like, grainy it looks.
Yeah, where it's filmed, isn't it? Like you
Yeah.
said, with it being Ireland and stuff, it's just so gritty.
Yeah. And I found all that really interesting. It was a slow burn drama.
Mhm.
And I've got time for these kinds of programs. Like, I can enjoy a good slow burn drama, but I needed more urgency. And I don't mind it, like, I don't mind it being a slow unraveling plot.
Yeah.
But I need it to be a little bit more urgent for me. And I just didn't get that.
Did you not pick that up from her character, though? How she was trying to do that, and it showed that they did not care because she was a woman.
Yeah. There was, I could see that the struggling woman aspects to it, but it just felt like it was just like really just like, well, maybe, and okay, hopefully, yep, and maybe, and it just wasn't like, it just wasn't hitting hard enough for me.
Okay.
It was a shame.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a bad film.
No.
I don't think it was a bad film.
From a film that's not got much traction and not been shown to a lot of people,
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah. I finished on a 6.2.
Oh, wow, that is a big difference
Yeah.
between us. That's,
Yeah.
Wow,
It's just because it just didn't hit for me. Like, I don't think it was a bad film. I just didn't personally enjoy it. I was just like, I needed it to be
more and more, like you said, the urgency to it. Like,
Yeah.
I need to make sure this happens. That needs to happen.
sometimes with a slow burn film, it's like, oh my God, it's like political or it's war and it's like, oh, what's going to happen? And it's going to go back and forward. It's back and forward. And it might take ages to get to the punchline or to get to that climax, but it just felt like really slow for me. So yeah, man, I can't say I loved it.
Oh, okay.
Florence Pugh was good. But as we said 100 times in this podcast already, she works at a very high standard.
She does.
And I thought her acting was great. I felt like loads of the acting was great, but yeah, just felt feel like it plodded along. That's why I keep moving like this.
Yeah, it's like,
Like,
it goes
how
by
did-
the steps.
Yeah, how did it go? It felt like a cow. Just da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. But there you go. There you go. Interesting direction. I feel like that was interesting. I think I would enjoy other stuff from that director. But it
But
was,
more to it.
yeah,
Yeah.
something a little bit quicker
Okay.
for me. Tell me something that you watch, man.
I'll go with Slumberland,
Oh.
which is this Netflix one.
Of course.
It is a PG, so it does give you the impact of a kids film kind of thing,
like that adventure action kind of vibe. Yeah.
But I also seen, maybe it was just me looking too much into it, I seen the side of it of this kind of underlining themes for adults. So kind of being like, don't lose this sense of wonder. Or don't lose your imagination.
What's it called when you have that in a person? It's like, not your child side, but it's like they say it's something inside you, and it's like, just that kid inside you. So it's like, there's a difference between childish and not childlike. I'm trying to remember what it is. But that part of you that's
just
always...
like you're in a child.
Inner child, that's
Inner child.
exactly
Right,
what I was looking for.
Yeah. Inner child.
Exactly it.
So yeah, it kind of gives that underlining thing to it of like, just don't lose your inner child. As old as you get, and you need that to do certain things, or you need that just to have enjoyment in
wonder.
life. Yeah, have that enjoyment. It was really interesting seeing Jason Momoa as like one of the other protagonists kind of thing. He was just really funny in it, and it was he had a lot of underlining adult themes with certain things he was doing. You were kind of like, this is a bit weird for a kid to be in this with what he's doing.
Really?
Yeah, it was strange at some points.
What are you alluding to, Jojo?
Because there's just one point where I won't ruin it. There's a dream that's happening, and he's just doing certain things where you kind of like,
in a kid's film.
Yeah, you're kind of like, shouldn't we be doing this in somebody's dream?
Like a splash dream.
I'm not even going to go into, I don't know what that is, but okay. Well,
carry on, Jojo.
Okay. I did finish on quite high though. I finished on 7.9.
7.9?
Yeah. Like I said, it's a PG film. You can watch it like family, but I think it's also enjoyable for adults.
So it's one of those good family films.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I think you can go back to it and be like, this is dark and gritty, but also it leads to a certain point.
So you gave it a 7.9.
Yes.
And we were obviously talking about family scales last week. I want to know, is that a 7.9 on the family scale or 7.9 period?
7.9 in general.
Ooh. Yeah. So that could be like over an 8, 8.5 on the family scale? It's a really good family film?
No. There's certain things that happen that was just kind of like, maybe it wouldn't be a proper family film kind of thing.
Okay. So it's got family aspects, but you wouldn't say it's as far out as a typical family film. Like it's a little bit more 50-50.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
But no, it was interesting. It was good.
All right. Well, I like Jason Momoa.
Yeah, it was just different in it. I think that's what I liked, just him playing this weird role.
Better than, because you've seen him in Aquaman recently, and he's very serious and
It was thinking about that. It was a very Johnny Depp role.
Oh, quite wacky.
Yeah, yeah. And I could have, if Jason Momoa hadn't done it, I would have cast Johnny Depp as it.
So it's nice to see him do that, because you thought, he's got that range. I didn't know he had that range.
Yeah, it's like he's always that brooding kind of character. It's like cool. Bill, I don't care about anyone. Yeah. It's like So it was interesting.
Okay, well, going from that, you used to talk about child, like a kids film, action adventure. I'll talk about a film that you mentioned last week, which is Enola Holmes.
Yes.
2.
Yes.
So I'd never seen them.
So you've not seen 1 or 2?
No, I hadn't. But I decided that, you know what? After the review you gave it, I thought I'd give it a go. Now, I was never keen to watch this film initially, because I seen Millie Bobby Brown in Stranger Things. Yeah. And I was like, that's so dark and sciencey, and it's just, I love that kind of that like retro Back to the Future vibe. So I was like, I was like, another Sherlock. I was like,
there is a lot out there now. There's so many different takes on it, and so many.
Benedict Cumberbatch. We've got
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. We got the what's the maths one that's in America? Is it like something to do with numbers? I can't remember what it's called. Not eccentric. What's it called?
Elementary.
So me myself has played Sherlock as well in a student film. A feature student film. So I was like, I don't need another Sherlock.
Okay, yeah, I think most people are saying there's only so many times they can do something with it.
I was really done with it, but I thought, you know what, I'd give it a go, because it's a different spin. I was like, I don't even know if I want a different spin on it. And I was really surprised, positively surprised. I felt like in the first one, it was like really smartly done. I loved the whole sketchy idea. For a character that I've never heard of, just to be introduced into the Sherlock universe, I was like, fair. There's some big names in it. Obviously, like Henry Cavill's in it. Ellen Bonham Carter is in it as well. She's fantastic. I've loved her in everything I've seen her in. So yeah, man, it was smart. It was really well done. With the first one, I finished on a 7.4. So that was great.
Yeah.
I then watched the second one pretty much straight after.
Okay, that's pretty good, because I think from watching the first one to the second one, there was such a massive space of time.
Well, yeah.
And everyone was kind of like, is there going to be a second one? What's going to happen in the second one? What's going to be?
So yeah, tell me then. Did you feel like after watching the first one, you felt like it was well received? Because obviously I think it was years ago.
Yeah, it was really well received. From what I remember, I think it was really well received, and that was mainly because Henry Cavill. Most people didn't know he was in it.
Was it a shock?
I think it was. I'm sure it was like alluded to, but nobody knew for how long, and nobody knew who he was going to play, kind of thing.
Right. He's so big to be Sherlock, bro.
I think a
like,
lot of people had that.
He's like Bill.
I think a lot of people had that predisposition to it. They're kind of like, nah, I think he doesn't really suit the role. He grows on you though.
Yeah. 100%.
He does grow on you.
100%.
Especially in this one as well, seeing the different aspect of it.
Yeah, different side.
What do you think of the second one then?
So the second one, I thought it was like, again, I loved I found it as a good escapism. I felt like that, again, that like kid adventure like aspect.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, now I know how this twists and turns from the first one. It got very predictable very quickly.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man. And I wanted to enjoy it because I really liked the first one. I was like, man, I'm not going to enjoy this. But there was one twist I didn't see coming, which is the protagonist and who that protagonist is.
Okay.
Antagonist.
The villain.
Yeah, antagonist. Yeah. So that surprised me. So I was like, okay, fair. Because I'd guessed that, and that. So I was like, okay. And then where the plot and story comes from, I was like, oh, that's actually really cool. And it had a deeper message because of that. So if you remember after the credits, not after the credits, towards the end, it's like comes up with an idea of where the plot and story is based from.
I didn't see that bit.
Do you not remember?
No, I don't remember that bit.
So I won't tell you because obviously I can't say it without. But that for me made it a lot more inspiring.
Was it kind of the whole thing of it being like based on a true story?
That's exactly what I didn't want to say.
Well, that's what you're alluding to. So people are going to be like, oh, you've already said what it is.
I was alluding to things. I was not saying
I'm saying that's a spoiler for Kane.
Are you joking? Are you joking, bro?
You alluded to it.
I alluded to it.
You were thinking it. I just said it.
The whole aspect of this podcast is allusion.
You were thinking I just said it. Let's just say that.
Yeah, you made your 5th spoiler in this episode.
No, I didn't.
110%. Anyway, I'll continue after I was so rudely spoiled.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, man, that aspect was wicked. And I was like, I felt like when it gave it that new layer of it being that, or you know what it is now, of being based on a true story, I was like, oh, that's amazing. And it was even more inspiring.
I didn't even see that.
Did you not?
No.
And you still spoiled it.
I didn't spoil it. Didn't spoil it. Let's not.
How are you spoiling things without seeing them, John Joe? That's incredible.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I felt like that gave it so much more depth because it was inspiring already. Because obviously it's a lot about women empowerment and stuff. But to be real and it'd be like based off a true story, I thought was sick.
Wow. Okay.
So that pushed it up. It was looking at like 5. No, it was looking like 6, and it pushed it to a 7.2.
So they're both like pretty much the same.
Yeah,
then,
7.4 for the first one, 7.2 for the second.
Okay, that makes sense. I think they do definitely coincide with each other, and they do follow on from each other.
Yeah.
I didn't think 2 was as good as 1. I thought 1 was better.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I also think maybe it's just me being, I would have liked it to be more present day.
To move forward? Do it to be like 20 years in the future or something? It's even more than that.
Like now, I mean, like set now. And I thought it might have been a bit different because it would have been obviously more technology side, but maybe that's coming from the Sherlock side of things, seeing Benedict Cumberbatch in his role. Maybe I'm just used to that at the moment. But it was more of a Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes. So I liked it for that aspect.
Yeah. I hear you. I thought they were going to do some kind of modernization, but they didn't. And I didn't mind it. Just thinking about it, like there was loads of cool elements. I like loads of characters they brought in. Not keen on Lestrade. Don't know why. It just doesn't. I feel like Lestrade is normally a bigger part in the Sherlock story, and I feel like he was minimal. This
was kind of like they didn't even keep much.
Yeah, he was really small.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, this is not the typical Sherlock. It's not a Sherlock story. So why would Lestrade be huge? You know what I mean? So I enjoyed it. After that, let's talk about the menu.
I could spend probably the whole pod talking about this film, so let's go.
Oh, don't know that I could do a menu exclusive on this bad boy.
Yes, I could.
And let me talk about my menu on the menu. So if you've got so much to say, man, kick us off.
No, you go first.
Okay, thank you.
Polite,
you first. You first. The menu. Yeah, man, I really enjoyed it. I found it entrancing.
Yeah.
Found it entrancing. I was watching the film, and at first I was like, where is this going? And then I was like, not until the film finished, and I was like, I'm still hungry. Like, I want more. And I was like, oh my God, this is a good film. Fantastic acting from, I believe it's Ralph Fiennes. I know there's 2 of them.
Yes.
It's Ralph Fiennes.
Yes, the guy who plays Voldemort.
Yeah.
Most people know him as,
yeah. I thought he was fantastic in it. Anne? Is it Anne?
It's Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah.
I know you're a fan of her, aren't you?
I've seen a good couple of films
Yeah.
with her, and the series probably stands out for me as Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, I've heard a lot
Great
about
series.
it. Yeah.
Great series.
Quick sidebar, literally 30-second sidebar. It's a series though, isn't it?
Queen's Gambit?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can't compare that to Enola Holmes.
No, not even close.
Right.
No, nothing that I could, not even
Which
similarities.
one would you say you enjoyed more? Just quickly. I feel like the two
Enola
actresses.
and Queen's
Yeah,
Gambit.
I feel like two
Queen's Gambit.
Really?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, more enticing.
Interesting. But yeah, we'll go back to the menu.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I thought it was really good. It's funny because the whole premise of the film is obviously about like what goes on there, and what you're left feeling like. And I felt like I really enjoyed everything throughout that film. And so it was really good 'cause it touched on, it had like a really clear idea of what it wants to be and what it's left you feeling like and all those different feelings and just, yeah. And I felt like it gave me a feeling. So I felt like I was in the film. The only way I can explain it.
Yeah.
Like what it was driving you to feel, I felt. And so I felt like it really connected with me on that point. I thought that was really well done to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna finish on a 7.9.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I really like the film.
Okay.
With it being called The Menu, there was obviously a few different foods on there and stuff. There's probably only one on there that I would have actually entertained or
I know,
eaten.
the last one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess.
It's the only one. I've seen the whole side of the obsession and somebody getting so like indulged in something that's like, oh, this is so amazing, but then getting bored of that obsession or liking something so much and it taking its toll on you.
Of course.
Or not getting acceptance from other people and that taking its toll from being obviously how you were. I think Anya Taylor-Joy made the film for me, but I could have also seen another actor play in it.
Of course.
I think it only needed a big actor and somebody who kind of knew how to interact with him.
Yeah, she was a supporting actress.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because it's hard to say because I feel like they both played a huge part in the film. So maybe on paper they're both leads, but in my opinion, I felt like she was the supporting actress.
Okay, I could see that. I wouldn't say that. I would say they were both like co-stars.
Yeah.
They were both leads, and then the guy was the supporting.
Yeah,
the guy that obviously she came with.
He was in X-Men. I can't remember his name now. Something tough or
quite a lot of stuff. I can't remember his name either.
Came from Skins, I believe, as well. It's just crazy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
But yeah, man, I know what you mean. Yeah, man, it's a good film.
I really liked it. From a film that I didn't know anything about, from seeing it as a trailer for another film that I went to see.
I was sold on the trailer, me.
And then thinking, you know what, this looks interesting. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm invested. And I think that's what I liked because I didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
I had an idea of what I thought was going to happen. And if it had gone that way, it would have been pretty much boring.
Yeah. No, yeah. I had an idea, but it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go.
There's so many elements to the film that just make it so much more than you'd expect.
Yeah.
Just little decisions. Like you
I
said, like the
little
choice.
tables and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously like there's different people on different tables having their different stories.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
Just seeing how they all interacted.
Yeah.
And it's the idea of what would I do in that situation?
Yeah, 100%.
Like if somebody'd done this to me, what am I going to do?
Yeah. Yeah, man. No, it's a good film. It's a really good film. What was your rating?
I finished on a 9,
Whoa!
Yeah. I finished on a 9. I could happily watch that film another 3-4 times.
Yeah? Okay.
Just to see if I picked up anything more. The only person I didn't like was
the actor.
Not that I didn't like them. Was the the Chinese woman.
Okay.
Or she might be Japanese. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But
the person that plays like his second in command.
Yeah, I didn't like her.
Why?
I don't know. She bored me, and then I didn't understand the whole thing between them.
Yeah.
Near the end.
I get it. I think I know why.
Yeah.
I feel like what it is there were similarities between those two characters that we didn't really dive into with the person you're talking about.
Okay, but she might have seen it and then thought...
And that's why she thought that's why she was worried about being blah, 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 blah.
Right, okay.
And that's where it came from.
But yeah, I just didn't really like that character. I could have happily watched it without her being in it.
How did you feel about the ending?
I like the ending. I thought it was pretty funny. It was very similar to Midsommar, though.
Semi.
I found a lot of similarities between that and Midsommar.
No, you know what? You're right. You are right. And I think that's what worried me at the beginning. I felt like when I was like, where is this going? I felt that Midsommar vibe.
Yeah.
Because with Midsommar, I never, ever started to enjoy it. I was just like, where's this going? What? Folklore? Huh?
Yeah.
It just never was good to me. I never like subscribed to what it was the story it was telling. But the menu, I did. Like, I got into it. I understood it. I felt it.
Yeah.
And was like, and then I felt like satisfied.
It works with the current time as well. That's the thing. It's, you know, you can relate to it because it
it's
happens.
relevant.
You know.
Very relevant. Nah, it's good. What have you got another film for us?
I have got another one, which was a bit different. It was Pokerface, which is a Sky original. I thought I'd written it down to say who was in it, and that's really bad. I want to say it's Guy Ritchie, but it might not be.
It's hard, you know, because you can tell a Guy Ritchie
messed up there.
I believe that Guy Ritchie, you'd be like, Guy Ritchie. You know what I mean? The Gentleman, Guy Ritchie. You know what I mean? You can just...
No, but they were actually in the film, so I don't think it's Guy Ritchie. That's gonna bug me. I thought I put it on there. It was an interesting film.
Yeah.
At the start, I wasn't really engrossed in it. It didn't have any good points that were like, okay, yay, I'm hooked. It was a slow burn.
Okay.
But then once it got to the point, it was a nice little watch. It's only an hour and a half.
Oh.
So it's quick and easy.
Yeah.
It's simple.
John de Man's film simple,
Not simple, but like it's easy to watch.
This is a simple film. Well done.
In some aspects,
it
was simple.
Yeah.
From what happened, it wasn't this big,
elaborate
thing.
Plot.
Yeah, exactly. And as you can say, Pokerface, so it did have the poker element to it, and I liked that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
you look.
I do like those kind of things at like 21. There's another one. Blackjack. Yes.
Yeah.
It was interesting. I think at the end though, finishing it, it got very convoluted and kind of like, why have you done this? I would have happily stuck with what you were doing.
Tried to make it more than
in the
it
middle.
is.
Yeah.
Tried to make a simple film smart. At the end.
Yeah, and make it so it's like action packed. And it was kind of like, you didn't need to do that. Just
eight man
make
playing
it.
cards at a table. Whoa, what cards just came in? Whoa, the cards are exploding. It's like, what?
Close enough, to be honest.
Oh,
close
my
enough.
word.
But make it just so you've done that idea. Stick to what you had in the middle, and it didn't really need to start and finish.
Yeah.
It just needed that, and it could have stuck.
The way
with
it was
that.
going was okay. It was in a box, and that box was acceptable to be in.
Yeah.
And someone went, we can make this more.
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you've I
Taken
don't
away
even,
from the plot and that.
Yeah, a little
shame.
bit. It was a really annoying. I was gonna finish on like a 7 within the middle, but then obviously with it ending and the start not engrossing me, I'd probably go maybe a 6.5. So it's not bad, but it is good for a Sky original.
Points,
It lost some points.
Sky original. Can't say I've seen many Sky originals.
Sure
That I've
there's
realized
loads out there.
Yeah, I imagine there will be.
Yeah.
But it's funny, the word original has been thrown around a lot. It's not very original, is it?
That is true. Like Netflix original, Amazon, everything.
Apple, yeah. It's like
that is very true.
So far away.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, you know what? When I first started watching movies, Sky had the movies, man.
Yeah, but that's not their movies though.
No,
that's
but
just
they
them.
picked the movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think someone must have been good at getting the good movies in or having the right link. So when I think Sky movies, I think, oh, good movies. So I would be quite curious to like dabble with a little bit more Sky's original
and I think they're only going to keep doing more because everyone has to keep up.
Yeah. Interesting.
Have you got any other films?
Nah, man, that is me on movies.
I'm pretty much done with films. I just wanted to make a special mention for Intergalactic, which has been on Netflix for a couple of weeks or a couple of months actually.
All right.
It is a Kid Cudi film,
right?
And it is what I would class as an adult animation.
All right.
And I'm gonna say it was about an 8.
Ooh.
And it was higher for an animation for me. I really liked it. The way it was styled and stuff was really good. I'd say you'd like it as well.
Right, Intergalactic.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Honorable mention. I'll have a gander.
Yeah.
Try and get around to seeing that. That's all for movies.
That's all good for me. Yeah.
Well, that's it for movies, guys. Catch us tomorrow for TV shows. See you then. Hey, guys, you probably noticed that, well, things look a little bit different. Boom, what's going on, people? It's Kane here, and I'm at Soup Studios in the Park. A state-of-the-art soundproof studio equipped with 4 dynamic microphones. We've got a mixing desk and a camera mixing desk, so we can record anyone, anywhere in this room.
Big up Dad as well. He's killing it.
We've got lights that can be reflected onto this wall to change it any colour you would like to with this blank canvas. Of course, as well, you can bring props or banners to dress a completely different way. Whatever works for you.
Because we were just talking about him.
I think you're going to enjoy this one.
Obviously, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to ruin either ending.
Here's the endings for you.
Yeah.
Make a pot of home. Yo, what's up, people? So let's go into TV shows. I'm going to start with something that has really let me down.
Okay.
Yeah, quite a depressing start.
Oh.
But I'm not depressed, though.
Okay.
The Crown, man.
Okay.
The Crown has lost the crown. All right.
I've never even entertained it.
Really?
Never touched one episode. I don't see the point.
Ooh, John Joe is not a royalist.
I'm really not.
Let's get a little bit of backstory into that, John Joe. Why have you never been interested in the Crown?
That's not what this podcast is for.
This is not a political podcast, and I will not be speaking on the late Queen. Okay, John Joe, fair enough. We'll not talk
Why did it let you down?
Oh, man, like, it has been good. The 1 to 4 has been so good. I'm like yourself, was never a royalist. Wasn't really interested. I was like, yeah, the Queen is getting knighted, all that stuff sounds cool, but I was never like in it.
Yeah.
And then I heard about the Crown, and I heard really good things, and I knew that there was things in the Crown that everybody knew about, like Diana and stuff like that. And I've always been like, that happened obviously around like 5 years.
That's the only thing that like
interested me
when I was thinking, oh, that would be cool to see different aspects of it, or what people think
dramatized.
Yeah.
So I knew about that kind of stuff, but I was like, meh, and I just heard really good things about it. So I started watching it, and I've been enjoying it. I started watching it about season 2, and so we watched 1 and watched 2, and blah blah blah. And then this season came out, and it's just missed.
Right,
it's just missed on so many aspects. First of all, I don't know if Buckingham Palace has got in and gone, because since it came out, Buckingham Palace has always been like, Netflix, you need to stop doing this. Netflix.
Right, okay, so maybe they've actually put some enforcement on it, being like, look, you can't do this. Netflix, you need to stop.
Yeah, you need to stop. So I don't know if Netflix has got shook. Right. I don't know if that's finally happened, but that was always a really interesting fact, because it's always been like, if they're actually saying, oh, this needs to stop, like it's too truthful and stuff, it makes you feel like it makes you feel like, wow, we're actually getting the truth. So first of all, that never happened. The actual opposite happened. Loads of people that are around in what's happening at the moment have gone, this isn't true. That's not right. That's been heavily speculated.
Right.
So straight away that makes you go, okay, this may be really convoluted. So what I felt like was insightful has now became like not.
But it's just a series though. So surely you've got to take anything that it says with a pinch of salt anyway. Yeah,
but it always like there was loads of sources that heavily backed up the series. And that made it more interesting. I'm not saying it made the show. I didn't feel like I was watching the truth, but I felt like there was a lot more truth in it.
Do you think that's because when they first started it, they were like, oh, we're going to give it like this in-depth thing and people are going to know what's happened with the royals. But as it's gone on, they've kind of been like, now we can just do it for money. Now we can just do it where so many people are watching, they are going to keep coming back because they have to, or they feel they have to.
I think you're absolutely right. I feel like there is an element of we need to continue making money. I think their sources may have run dry. And they thought, we're just going to have to just lie more. We're going to have to make it up. And how did this conversation go? Nobody was in the room to tell us. Yeah, so they threw a glass at her, right? Yeah,
definitely. We heard it.
Yeah. So I feel like that's happened a lot, unfortunately. So first of all, there's lost that whole element of truth, and what is speculation has kind of got way more blurred, unfortunately. Then it was the casting. Usually the actors look pretty bang on. Okay. And that's always really nice as well, because it makes it feel more real, because you feel like you're looking at a young Charles, or you're looking at the Queen 60 years ago.
Yeah.
That's kind of fell short as well. Now, don't be misled. The actors aren't bad. They're good actors, and the actors that I like, but they just don't look as realistic to how they have in the previous seasons.
You've been used to, and kind of it's not sold it to you as much.
Exactly. Now. So straight away, that's 2 elements now that I fell short.
Right.
And then on the final element, I just feel like it's got what you get as well is you get these random episodes that are like, you're like, oh yeah, Prince Philip used to do this and he had an obsession with that. And you're like, oh, that's interesting. I never knew Prince Philip used to do that.
Yeah.
There's loads of these now. You know
surely that's just stuff you could just get on the History Channel.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Bro, you know what I mean? He's dead. Right. It was cool when it was 1 or 2 things like, oh, he was interested in carriages and he was interested in polo. It's like, now I know the insides of his hobbies. I don't care. Right? Where's the hard facts? You know what I mean? Okay. So all those things have brought it down to a 5.5.
That's low.
Yeah.
So what previous season's been then, roughly?
They've always landed between 7.2 to being as high as 8.4.
That's a big drop, you know?
Yeah, bro. It's a big drop. And they've dropped it on every single front. You know what I mean? They've lost all the wars. Every front, they lost the war.
Right, okay. Final question then. If they were to do another season, would you watch it?
I would have to hear really good things about the season.
So you'd have to give it a bit of time before you even started to contemplate.
I'd have to hear really good things, and then I'll be honest, and I'm not normally a quitter, but if I started it and it looked like it's going to be more of what I got this season, I'd be like,
I'm not even going to, I'll just stop here so I'm not wasting my time.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, it's getting closer to, what's mad is it should be getting better because it's getting closer to the time I've been alive. So next season should be about Harry and this kind of stuff. Not the Harry and Meghan stuff, but Harry, people that have been alive while I was been alive. Because that was what was interesting before.
Yeah.
For the older generations, there's this one episode where like something happens with a school and it was huge. Right. It was huge news. And so I was like, I've heard about this, but I know that the older generations would be like, oh my God, I remember this
happening. I was
so
alive,
I was thinking, is it getting closer? Like, I'm going to start feeling that way. But because it's getting like less and less like.
I don't think they'll do it. I think it'd have to be, they'd do it where like 20 years later. Because
that's the opposite of what it is though.
No, but I mean, they'd only do it if it was Harry and Meghan, they'd only do it if it was like 20 years.
Yeah, like it was far in the past.
Yeah. Obviously, like you said, with people they're getting their information from, those people are still going to be alive, but there's also going to be numerous. And now there's more cameras, and now there's obviously all this other stuff going on where it's kind of like, oh, but anything you say, we can just back up and say, that isn't what happened.
Yeah, I think that's something that else has happened, and I think someone mentioned to me that maybe as things have gone on, they've got better. Because the royal family, at first, I feel like they're a little bit out of their depth at hiding their information, and I think they've got better at it. So naturally, it becomes harder to write truthful stories. And I think as well, with the earlier seasons, loads of people were like, oh, I used to work there, and then they stopped working there, and then they could tell their truth. People are still in there. You know what I mean?
Right, okay.
It's like only one person was in the room, and he still worked there.
Yeah.
You're fired. Yeah. You know what I mean?
We can get rid of you.
Exactly. Like, these stories, though, like the things people say, they would get way more than fired. So I understand it, but it's just a shame. It's a shame from a viewer standpoint.
Yeah, I suppose that's what you're going to get with anything like turn of the century kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, man? Give me something. What have you watched?
This newest one, again, Netflix, $18.99.
Okay.
I don't know if most people have seen it. It's the little like triangle one, and there's like a woman falling through it.
Oh, yeah,
so it's that kind of thing. I assume it. Yeah, no, it is definitely $18.99. I watched the first episode and I messed up already watching the first episode. And I think a lot of people
mess up watching something.
I think a lot of people
with my eyes closed.
I think a lot of people have done the same thing because when you go on it, it says the original language is English. That's wrong. And if you watch that,
they lied.
Everything will be dubbed. So you'll get French as obviously mouth not matching the words. You'll get Chinese not matching the words. I think there's a Polish on there just not matching.
You know your languages, John Joe.
Thank you. They're all basic ones anyway.
Yo, John Joe, you can't. That's a basic language. What, do you speak Mandarin? Basic. Don't speak Japanese, no.
So I looked into it, and the best way to watch it is they say if you put it on English original as the audio, and then English for the subtitles, then you'll still get it where you'll have the actual language that's being spoken, and you'll just get the subtitles at the bottom. Right. So it makes more sense, and you're not obviously kind of like not liking it because, like with Squid Games, some people watched it as dubbed or subbed, and it didn't give the same.
Yeah, it's not the same
experience.
To it. Yeah,
100%. Watching that first episode though, it just looks like a weird series. It looks like it's just going to be very
mind-bending, cerebral.
Yeah, pretty much. So that is one that I'm going to keep watching and just see how it goes and where it gets to at the end. This first episode, I can't give it much high ratings because it's just the first episode.
Yeah.
But I probably would get like a 6. Because it's got me engrossed, it's got me engaged. I'm just, wanting to carry on with it.
Okay, no, that sounds really nice. That sounds really nice. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna have a look into that. The poster sold it to me straight away.
Yeah, I think like we said,
give me the triangle vibes. I don't know why I just all that water in a triangle. But obviously nothing to do with that, is it? Not so far.
Not so far.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Okay. Go on. What else you got?
Next one, I was gonna say the one I told you about, the Peripheral.
Ah, yes. This is getting more and more popular. This,
I think it is getting really big at the minute.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's very Westworld and very VR kind of thing. I'm now caught up.
Okay.
It isn't what I said when I last spoke to you.
Let me correct myself.
Yeah, let me correct myself. So I was thinking it was VR kind of simulation and stuff like that. Okay. It isn't. I don't want to say much more because I don't want to ruin anything. Okay. But Chloe Grace Moretz, I think it's Moretz, is selling the role.
You're right.
Yeah, Moretz. She's selling the role.
Okay.
She has like the badass kind of thing, but also the vulnerability kind of side of things, which is just good to see. I am seeing a lot of like kick-ass, how she plays Hit Girl and that. I am seeing a lot of that.
If you do badass and vulnerable, you're gonna see that.
Yeah, because it is
it
is what she is. There's been some interesting characters. Like it is set mildly in the future, so I think it is set maybe like 10 or 20 years from now.
Okay.
So it is, you're getting a bit of technology that you're not used to. You're seeing certain things that you look at and you think that would be great if we had that now. I don't know if I can really say. So there's like people in wheelchairs and stuff.
Okay.
There's a soldier who's an amputee, and he has what you'd call like an ATV kind of thing that gets him around. And he don't have to like obviously roll it or push it or anything. It just drives it himself. And then it can like detach, and it's like one wheel kind of thing that like he gets around on, which looks cool. And when you look at that, you're kind of like, that is what I want to see in a couple of years. It's got a lot of applications. And then it just has more of that future side of things. So that's what I think we're going to get more of.
So how many episodes are you in?
I am now in 6 or 7 episodes.
6 or 7. So
I believe there is 8 or 10.
Like
fully, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Fully. It was annoying as well because when I finally caught up to this for the last episode I've just watched, I finished it. No, I finished it and I was like, where's the next episode?
Ooh.
And it ended on a cliffhanger kind of thing. And I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And I am looking forward to watching it.
So what would you give that over rating so far?
Up to now, I have, I don't think I'd give it a proper rating because I've not finished it. Up to now, I'm going to say about an 8.
Ah, it's feeling good then.
Yeah, it depends how I'm going to finish it.
I think when you're halfway past halfway, I'd expect the show to start shaping up to what you expect it to finish on. Unless it goes, like I reckon you'll probably stay in. It'd be unusual for you to drop below a 7 now.
Yeah,
so it means it's a decent show. Yeah. I'm 110% going to come back to that.
Yeah, I think it is again our kind of like film, our kind of series, just because of the whole VR side of things, simulation, sci-fi. It's got everything in there. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it to a lot of people. I did actually put it's probably shaping up to be one of my favorite series of this year.
Okay.
So I think that's probably a good sign.
Yeah, that is a great sign. Okay. I got my next series. I've got 20 minutes left. I say 20 minutes, but there's credits in there, so maybe like 14 minutes left.
Okay.
Handmaid's Tale.
Yes, I've still not got around to this. I will get around to it. I will I
think with Handmaid's Tale, bro, it's a big series.
Okay.
So just come to it when you're ready.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about it because I know that people are talking about it.
Yeah,
I also
definitely.
think it's a good show.
Taking people in.
Yeah. It stepped up.
Okay.
It stepped up. Last time I spoke about it, I was like, yeah.
You were unsure. You would.
Yeah. I was like, where's it going? It literally hit half time, like mid-episode, and it was just like, all right, we're back. And I was just like, yeah. I mean,
so do you think that was the aim of it then? Do you think they were kind of like, what we'll do is
maybe
not like bring people in and then obviously be like,
lulling me into a false sense of security. It's got here now. It stepped up, man. It got tense. It got, the stakes went up. There was like huge like pulls and pushes of where it could go. And yeah, it's done really well as a series.
Okay.
I personally don't think it's going to be as good as the last series or the previous seasons, but it's definitely a lot better than I thought it would be.
That's a good sign.
And I'm happy with that.
They're still keeping in line with what they've given you previously, so that's always good.
That will do. Like, I feel like with a series, and with any series of films, series just TV shows, every series gets harder and harder. It's like new ideas, new progression. I've seen it before. Do you know what I mean? If you had 12 Marvel films, and even if they were all the same quality, not 12 Marvel films. They've got to have
different...
12 Avenger films.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how good it is. By the 9th one, it's like repetitive.
Yeah, I've seen enough now. I've seen everything that you can give me.
Exactly. Yeah. So to be on the 6th season, I believe it is, and it's going well. I'm happy with where it's going. They only recently decided to do another one, to do an additional season on top of that. I'm not sure if it's 5 going on to 6 or they've done 6 going on to 7, but whatever season's just come out, they last minute decided they're going to do one more. And I can feel like it was about to completely wrap up. And then all of a sudden they've gone, now we're going to give you one final season.
Right, okay. Do you think that because it's been well received then? Or do you think that's just because, we want to finish it and finalize it and not rush anything? And
I want to say it's a money grab, but then my brain goes money grab. Yeah. Oh, last season, my brain goes, it's a money grab. But I know that Elizabeth Moss, the lead and now director of some of the episodes, I know she really likes the message it does. And I think she's gone, now we can finish this better. And I think that's what's led to it.
Isn't that such a bad, a risk to take? Because then you could finish this one and think, but I think we can finish it again. Yeah. Or we could add another one to it and add,
There is a danger of that, but I've got faith that they won't do that unless they actually think they can do because it was so last minute. Like it felt like it was last minute. I might be wrong. The executive producer might have had this on his desk for 2 years. You know what I mean? I don't know that.
Yeah, and they've just kind of thrown it in. Like,
But based off like the interviews I've seen, and I know that a lot of the characters really enjoy this story, and it means a lot for like women and stuff. I don't feel like it's been a money grab. But we'll see. Right now, I am finishing on. Let me just double check. I think it's looking like a 6.5 at first, after like literally being over an 8.
Yeah.
Now it's gone up to a 7.8.
Okay.
So that's
it's a bit of a jump.
Yeah, it's not over 8 anymore, but it's over 7.5.
Yeah, which is
good for the 5th or 6th season.
Yeah. So as we always say, the more seasons you do, it does seem to just drop off a little bit.
The more seasons, more problems, man.
Okay.
It's true though. You got another season for me?
I have one more, which is The Warrior Nun.
Oh.
This is now the 2nd season. So have you heard of it? Have you seen it?
Not at all, actually.
No. It's another Netflix one. When the first season came out, it was a bit of a weird series. A lot of people didn't know about it, and then I think it was really well received, and a lot of people were looking forward to it. What's been really annoying, though, is they've now done the 2nd season. When the first season ended, they had a cliffhanger. It was like a massive cliffhanger as well. And it was kind of like, oh, what's going to happen? And then they ended it there. You were thinking, it was one of those ones where you're watching the episode thinking, oh, it's going to finish, or there's going to be a massive fight or something. No, it literally showed one thing and then cut out. And it was like, oh, come back for the next season.
Oh.
And then I was thinking, okay, I can put up with that if they resolve it when it straight away comes back. So as soon as the 2nd season starts, it
resolves from that moment.
From there.
Oh no, he didn't get that.
They didn't do that.
5 episodes of what's been going on after that event to then come back.
Pretty much.
I hate that.
Pretty much. Like flashbacks and stuff like that. It's that kind of vibe.
Oh, it's so forced.
And it's really annoying because I feel like I'm not as engrossed in it because I just wanted it to be resolve it and then move on to something else. Yeah. Or even if
continue
the
with that
back or whatever happens.
Giving you all this backstory to what is not relevant to what you got at the end of the last season.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, great. You're going to build on now for season 2 and you're going to start giving me a bit of the plots of what I'm going to get later in season 2. But I'm still not finished season 1 yet. So I can't really take this in because I need to finish season 1.
They give me, oh, here's this great storyline for this final season. And here's this massive like fight that's going to happen. So then starting this new season about a girl in a bar.
And we've got no time for that, have we?
No, no, really haven't. Because you should have just ended the story and then I would have been happy with it. Right. Because it was a really good series. I think first season, I probably would give like a 7.5. And then this season now, I am very close to just not even carrying on. But I do want to watch it to see if they resolve my first point.
That'd be mental.
It would be so annoying.
You're going to look at it's going to be like a new executive producer, new director, new plot.
Yeah.
It's not even the same series anymore.
Just retconned everything from the previous season.
Warriors Nun to Warrior Nun. It's a different film. It's a different series.
But no, maybe I just missed it. And maybe I needed to watch it again or rewatch it to see if there was something they've added on. Because series do that sometimes. Or films do that where they'll be like, oh, we missed this, so let's just add it on, and then it'll just look like you've missed it. So I don't know, maybe I'll need to rewatch the last episode or something. Yeah. But other than that, it is an interesting series. I would recommend first season. Second season still
shaky.
See what happens.
So what did you say the first season was?
It was about a 7.8, I think. 7.8.
And what's this season now?
From that first episode, maybe a 4.
But it's only the first episode. It's got room to grow.
But I would hope that from the first episode, it'd pull me in.
You straight
and I'd be
back
like,
in it.
okay,
like,
7, 8, sorted. Yeah. But no, it didn't give me that.
Hopefully, it's like you said, it's like what happened with Handmaid's Tale. It's gonna start off a bit slow, and then it's just gonna
and pull back in. Yeah, once maybe the flashbacks and stuff are done, it'll just carry on. But it doesn't like it's doing that. Yeah,
I'm curious to see where that goes.
Yeah, I'll keep you updated. Then I'll probably will finish it just to see. But again, we'll just.
How many episodes is in a season?
10.
And do you know how long they are?
45 to an hour. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, that is me on TV shows. Do you have any more?
Again, another not honorable mention, probably not even a mention.
Avoidance.
Yeah. Big Mouth.
Oh, no.
I finally finished it. Okay. I think you hinted to it last time where there was not a big finale. There wasn't this massive thing that was like, oh my God, what have they done here? It was just kind of, I'd probably finished on a 5, maybe a 6.
Yeah. I ain't got much to say about Big Mouth because Rick and Morty's back and it's on smoke. Rick and Morty's got the mantle.
Have you watched the newest episode yet?
The new wait,
Dropped today.
Of course
yesterday.
it did.
It dropped.
Of course
yesterday.
it dropped today. That's why you're wearing your hoodie. You're like,
yeah. I was like, I've got to remember this. I've got to remember this. It probably was my favorite episode though.
Really?
Yeah.
At what time of the season?
This season.
Okay.
It was just it was different from what they normally do, kind of.
I hope so, because I mentioned this, didn't I? That now that they've got what they've got back from the previous seasons, I hope it doesn't just go to usual dribble.
No,
No?
it hasn't. It hasn't. It's still going for a different kind of route from what I can take from it. But yeah.
I'm going to say that Rick and Morty definitely holds the title again as best adult animation, in my opinion, at the moment.
I would say so too, but I reckon a lot of people have some
Different ones or
different views on that. I think a lot of people would say Simpsons because of how long it's run, or Family Guy because of how
good
long.
now, not longevity.
Okay.
Good now.
Mm.
Because you got Big Mouth, you got Human Resources, you got Inside,
Yeah.
you got all these different things. And I'm saying I think Rick and Morty kind of paved the way for loads of different shows like that.
Mhm.
And it kind of fell off, and all these different shows came up, and I think Rick and Morty's came back like, we've got the title.
Yeah, they were kind of like, we're going to
Yeah.
take this back. We've given it you for a little bit, but now we're going to be back on
Rick
top.
and Morty is the Gypsy King of animation.
Keeps getting the fights, keeps knocking them
Getting
down.
the fights, come back of the
Yeah.
century, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Okay.
But yeah, man, that's it with TV shows.
That's it for me.
Cool. Well, let's have a quick new segment where we're going to talk about what we're going to be watching next, so you can watch along with us and hear what we have to say about the things you've just finished watching. So to watch, I've got in the movie side, I've got Knives Out, and I've got 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah.
But I've not seen 1.
You've still not seen one?
Nah,
That's
man.
so weird you've not seen one.
Yeah.
I could have sworn we went to the cinema to see it.
No?
Me and your mum spoke about it, I think.
Yeah. I think my mum's definitely seen it.
Yeah, I'm sure we've recommended it loads to you. But the second one is coming out. I think it's Netflix and cinema.
Cool. So it's available in a few places.
Yeah. So I think that'll be interesting. I would like to watch it in cinema though.
Yeah.
Just for that experience.
No,
and
I
stuff.
agree. I'll
Yeah.
push for that too. You mentioned Bones and All? Or
Bones and all.
Yeah.
Bones and all.
Bones and
It's
all.
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
And
The young black actress I've seen she was in that Cloverfield film where they're in space, and she was in she's in the escape room as well.
Yeah, she's
in the first
She's
one.
in that.
I think she might be in
1
both.
and 2.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm quite new to that actress's career, so I don't know her name, but she's been good in what I've seen her
But
in.
again, we can come back to it and say we've watched it and she was really good in it.
Yeah.
I think she'll probably be he'll be the
She looks like
support.
lead.
He'll be the support and she'll be the lead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then funny enough, Violent Night.
Yeah, if people don't know, it's a Christmas one. So it might be a bit
If you don't know,
early.
Violent
You know what I mean?
Night.
Like some people might think, is that horror? Is that like a Halloween one? But it's a Christmas one.
Yeah.
Dave Harbour.
Dave Harbour.
Yeah.
Is it David or Dave?
It's
Talking to him
one
like you
of
know
them.
him. My mate Dave.
No,
Dave
innit?
Harbour,
You
innit?
know, he's something great.
No Dave for a bit now. But yeah, Mr. Harbour. He's in it.
Mr. Harbour. Mr. Harbour.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Richard for suggesting it. It does looks interesting.
It does look interesting. It looks like a weird little take on a Christmas film, though. Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Entertaining, because I feel like, as said, you don't know what you're gonna get from it.
No.
So we're here to
No.
warn you, just in case you don't want what it's giving.
Yeah, and we can pre-warn you and be like,
Save
do
your
watch it
money.
or wait for it.
Yeah.
I'm expecting a John Wick Santa.
Okay, I'm expecting a Santa on acid.
Okay.
With violence.
Okay.
That's kind of what I'm
Interesting.
expecting. It's just gonna be like Santa on energy drinks. That's what I mean, like Red Bull. It's just gonna be like
Just
extra
hyped
Santa.
up and
Yeah, like that's what it
Right,
seems like
okay.
to me. But we'll
Okay.
see. We'll see
Okay.
who's right on the ball, who's closer
Okay.
on the money. Is that everything for today?
I think that's the films, and we were going to say
series,
series.
yeah.
So I was going to finish 1899,
Yeah,
and
I'm
obviously I
on that.
still want to finish Peripheral.
Yeah.
And Handmaid's Tale, what a start.
Yeah.
The biggest one I definitely do want to watch is a new one that's just came out, which is Wednesday,
Yeah.
which is obviously the Addams Family one.
Mhm.
Or I'm really looking forward to that. I think
Yeah,
it's
I feel
gonna
like
be,
that's right up your street.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. No, there's
Maybe.
nothing wrong with that though, bro.
Yeah.
I think it looks
it's going to be
good.
different.
Yeah.
And I think the actress as well. I am interested in watching the actress because she's been pinned as playing White Tiger in Marvel,
Oh,
which
interesting.
is kind of a big jump from
Yeah.
you know White Tiger. You
No,
know?
I do. I feel like White Tiger's normally like South African or
Oh, you might be right.
yeah.
You might be right.
So I thought like it would have been a black actress or
Hmm.
that's what I thought.
Yeah, but
But
that's what I've
not
heard anyway.
necessarily,
She's
yeah.
pinned as playing.
Yeah.
Her.
Curious.
Mm.
I'm open to it.
Is that the series the same as you?
Yep, that's right, man. I'm gonna
Cool.
Peripheral. I'm gonna get onto that.
Yes.
1899. I'm definitely gonna watch that. And Wednesday. Those are the things that I plan to talk about next time we're back.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Well, guys, you've been watching or listening to Six and Critics, the podcast, the People's Film and TV podcast. All the details for our Instagram, our TikTok, and our email can be found below. Thank you for coming back. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, wherever you are listening or watching, subscribe, follow, and share. Thank you, and enjoy your day or night or morning. Bye-bye.